Welcome back. You're watching the FNO show, but one stock that's in focus and we can't get our eyes off is Signature Global. Strong performance in terms of the charts. And the counter is, there you go, 3.5% higher when the whole real estate sector is actually sulking in trade today. Remember, Signature Global started off in 2014 as an affordable housing developer in the Delhi NCR market. But over the recent past, it's actually translated and moved its focus from affordable housing to the premium category. Rajat Kathuria, CEO of Signature Global, now joins in to talk to us about that. Hi, Rajat. Thanks for joining in. Rajat, markets are seeming quite excited with the way your pre-sale numbers are showing up in your premium portfolio in the Delhi NCR region. You want to walk us through what's going on? What are the numbers? What has the response been?
Sure, Samina. So thanks for inviting us to your show this morning. So, we've been witnessing fairly strong sales performance over the past few years. It's, to the extent of supply being created, it is being absorbed. So if you look at the last 4-year trends, our sales have grown at a CAGR of about 62% on an annual basis. Last year we achieved about 7,300 crores of pre-sales, and our target for the current year is about 10,000 crores. This was the first launch for the year by the company called Titanium SPR. This has a very good location, and Southern Peripheral Road is quite critical for the entire Gurgaon city, and we have a significant land position on this particular location. So the response has been very good, very buy-in. We've crossed about 2,700 odd crores of pre-sales, within this from this project itself.
Rajat, morning. Specifically with respect to Titanium SPR, we wanted to understand that when can we expect the launch of the second phase of this project?
So, Titanium SPR is spread over 22 acres and is about 3.5 million square foot, of development potential. We, in phase 1, launched about 2.1 million square foot just days back. And it is significantly sold till date. Launch of phase 2 will be towards end of quarter 2 or early part of quarter 3.
And just a follow-up question, your total revenue potential for this whole project, considering 2,700 crores of sales in phase 1 have already been made, what can we expect going forward for this specific project?
So see, Titanium SPR will have a sale potential of about 5,500 to 6,000 odd crores, and this launch will happen during this particular year. We are fairly hopeful for achieving overall good sales numbers from this project during this year.
Rajat, any more land acquisitions that have taken place in the region that could potentially, open up further in terms of adding and contributing to pre-sales or project launches?
So we have fairly good, land position as a whole in Gurgaon at various locations. Talking about Sector 71 in itself, we have land which could give us a sale potential of upwards of 17 million square foot. Of that, we've only been launching, about 3.5 million during this year. So we have fair amount of, land inventory at 3 key locations within Gurgaon, which are, our key primary sort of, developmental target areas. So we intend to do only replenishment basis land acquisitions during the year, but no mega acquisition plans, are needed to
When
meet
can
our
we
targets.
expect the 14-15 million of additional square feet to come into pipeline? And also, what does total inventory currently stand at?
So see, we have about, close to 32 odd million square foot of development potential in terms of our land bank. That can, actually provide us, launches for next 3 to 4 years. So, we don't intend to do any mega acquisitions, but at the same time, to the extent we are selling on an yearly basis, we'll keep replenishing it across various locations. So I'll give you an example. So in February of this calendar year, we launched a project called Deluxe DXP, February/March. We launched a project called Deluxe DXP, which is on the Dwarka Expressway. And in the first, so that project was fully sold. Rather, it got oversubscribed right at the point of launch. So during the first quarter of this year, we've done a similar sort of acquisition. About 2.5 million square foot of replenishment on the land side has been done in that same location. So thankfully, Gurgaon, land is still available, and that sort of policy of replenishing as we are selling can be played out in this, within Gurgaon.
Right, Rajat, twofold question. First is that in terms of pre-sales, your earlier target or your earlier objective was 10,000 crores for FY25. Is there an upward revision? Is there any scope for an upward revision? And secondly, in terms of the mix, how does this play out for FY25 now? Is there more tilting towards premium and mid-income as compared to affordable here on?
So again, we'll continue to focus on mid-income and premium segments. Affordable is not being done for last, 2.5 years. We've not done any big launch on the affordable side for the primary reason that while we started with affordable housing, the current land prices do not, justify doing affordable housing within city limits of Gurgaon. But we continue to play both mid-income and premium housing segments. I don't want to give an exact, percentage, but I think it would be somewhat equal on both the, segments for this year.
Rajat, quick question before we have to let you go. Realizations, I'm assuming, are better in the premium segment. Can you give me a sense of what you're expecting or working with in terms of realization? And a couple of brokerages have put out notes that you should be turning net positive in FY 2024. Does that feel confident? What sort of numbers are we working with in terms of optimism around profitability?
So, see, it's quite peculiar, for real estate that key performance indicators, whether it be pre-sales or collections or net debt number and, the total overall pipeline numbers give much more comfort on the current business position of the company. Whereas, accounting is happening basis completions and, complete handover of projects to customers, which cycle for any real estate company in the country today, does take anywhere between 3 to 5 years. And hence, the profit and loss account is lagging by that many years for any company per se. Since we've been growing at a fairly fast pace, it gives an altogether different picture if you look at the KPIs and at the, at the face of the profit and loss account. But having said that, for this particular financial year and in the coming financial year, so between FY25 and 26, we are completing projects worth 16 to 17 million square foot, which will give us revenue recognition in excess of 10,000 crores. And starting this financial year, our target is to do recognition of about 3,800 odd crores. But once those numbers are getting clocked, of course, we'll be showing good profitability in the books of accounts.
Okay, well, Rajat, looking forward to all that in the future and more, of course. Also looking forward to having another conversation with you a little later on once you are, out with your earnings coming through. But with that, it's a wrap on this edition of the F&O show. Lost my lineup on the other side. Stay tuned to NDTV Profit and we'll keep bringing you more.